Well, that's it for week one. It was probably the funniest and the saddest opening week in the history of NFL football. And somber congratulations to Gabe for just making me remember why I love the sport of basketball so much. Because my love for football is clearly limited by football's apparent inability to love me back. I hate. Roll title card. Well, that was sad. Let's keep it sad. Let's have a moment of silence for Will S. and Denny, who are no longer with us. Well, they didn't die. They just dropped out at the very last second, bringing the total number of participants from 20 to 18. I mean, I guess thank you for dropping out before playing a game, which would have screwed up everything a lot more than it did. But just, wow, you're dead to me, guys. In all seriousness, I can't pretend like I don't get it. Toto's complicated. It's a time sink. It's a time sink for me, so I could see how it could be a time sink for you. With that said, please, nobody else drop. I am begging of you to stay on. You know, I can't imagine having to like retroactively take away or add wins to people if you played somebody who's no longer in the game. You get the point. That the fact that two people dropped out, they were both in the leaders division, so I had to shift someone over from the legends division to make it an even 9-9. I picked someone random who was a 2-year veteran. Congratulations, Luke. Now your schedule's possibly a little bit easier. Yeah, I mean, that was done at random. Another point, potentially, of controversy, the Packers-Bears game. I told some of you who picked the Packers as your upset that you couldn't do that because they were like -105. They weren't technically a money line upset, which is the requirement. It has to be plus 100 or more. And then Gabe picked the Packers, and I didn't correct it in time. So, but what I did was, if you picked the Packers as your upset and I made you change it, I changed it back for you. Although I think the only other person who did that was Russell, and he picked the Jets, so it would have been... You know what? No, it didn't affect any outcomes, but from now on, let's just say it has to be a money line upset, not just a spread upset, unless everybody clamors for the other, and then we'll change it back. As for what actually happened this week in terms of results, I guess the main theme is tough sledding for the rookies. You know, there are 5 of you, only 2 of you won, and those were Morgan, who scored just 35 points off of one bet, and Marshall, who notched a perfecto and almost 4,000 points. So, goes to show you how fickle this game can be, and that's what makes it so great, I think. So what did that do to the table? Well, what do you think? I mean, this doesn't really mean anything right now, obviously. I know it says 1 through 18. The number by your name really doesn't mean anything. Like, obviously, the only thing that matters really is which column you're in, i.e. whether you won or you're lost. There is a tiebreaker, but I haven't really applied it yet. It's bet differential. You know, bets won minus bets lost. I told you that Marshall notched a perfecto, but so did Gabe, and his was slightly more lucrative, so he got full reign over the power-up shop, and he did very little. He replaced Sympathy, as you can see, he replaced Ice Power with a power-up he made called Sympathy, which entitles you, if you have it, to basically a layup on your lock bet. If you get 0 points in 1 week, that would apply the next week. And we already saw a 0-point week from Riley, the rookie, not the former champion. Also, as you can see, the number of 9 mulligans were purchased, so that the quantity of those is at 11. Gabe did not restock that. But there are 14 available, strictly speaking, because I purchased 3 and they burned a hole in my pocket and I need cash, so I'm willing to sell them maximum at retail price of 1 per mulligan, or if you want to buy all 3, I'll sell them to you for 2. I'll give you a discount. Buy 2 mulligans, get the third one free, and that's first come, first serve, and you can do that before the power-up shop opens, which, let me just reiterate, that's at midnight, 11 p.m. Central on Wednesday. Here's who you're playing next week. I'm not going to read it out, mostly because I don't even have it in front of me, but I believe that the inter-division matchup, which there's one of now because there's 9 in each division, so there has to be, is James versus Morgan. So Come on, Morgan. Let's go. Let's start 2-0. Please, no. I'm not allowed to pick favorites, but the way that interdivision matchups work is just alphabetically, because I figured that was random enough and just good. So yeah, there's no magic to that. As you can see, there's also the challenge, which Gabe also set, which is you get a coin if you win a bet on all 4 teams from the same division next week. Now, that doesn't mean that all 4 of your bets have to be on each of a different team from the same division. That just means that across your 4 bets, you can do it all on your free bet if you want. You have to win a bet involving where the bet is on a positive result of all of the 4 teams in a division for an extra coin, which, again, that doesn't seem worth it. Neither does the sympathy thing, but am I allowed to say that? A bank's allowed to give financial advice, right? Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Toto. As for fantasy, congratulations to Gabe, Marshall, and Nolan for sweeping your rivals in opening week, rivalry week. Yeah, again, real good stuff, Gabe. Thanks for making me start 0-4. Not good.